Hello, welcome back to our playthrough of MekHQ, Raven Acquisitions. In the last battle, we finished up on the other planet we were on, and we got a new job. We did some traveling. Now we're here on the planet Lipton, just looking for some fights, and we got a lot of fights here. We have 4 of them ready to go. We have 3 fights just today, so let's try and get through some of these. Now, I just had to restart the whole stream or the whole video because this something weird happened here. I tried to let's actually just jump into it. Decoy interception. Hopefully, it'll be a different map this time. But I was trying to play this scenario out, and it started me out uh, in the water. We'll take a look at this map and see how it goes. But as you can see, we have a lot of nice support here. They're very average pilots, but there's a lot of tonnage and armor. But uh, we'll see how this map looks. Oh yeah, caramba. Uh, well, it's a little bit better than the last one. So we'll put the Orion over here. Okay, we'll put the Orion here. But the way it was before, this was like all water right here, and there was one little hex I could put a mech on. And I had to start the rest of my units out in the water. So we'll start the Phoenix Hawk out in the marsh there because it can jump. And then when I tried to move, like when I started trying to move my first mech out of the water, like the whole program just froze. The whole thing froze on me. So I had to control out delete out of the program and restart the video. There we go. At least let's see, we can jump down here. All right. We got our partisan tank here, which should be good for shooting down air cavalry. And where are our reinforcements? Some of them are back there. I don't know. Maybe they'll arrive at some point during the match. We'll see. Allied reinforcements. They'll be starting in the north. Ay caramba, so they won't really even be playing a part. So let's skip all this stuff. And our goal here is to engage these people for either 12 rounds or destroy 75% of them. Whichever we can do. And they don't look. I see a couple of archers. It's one. It's two with average pilots. There's a T-bolt. And that's a Warhammer? Yes, it is. And there's one up here. A tank. A vedette. I think we definitely have them out piloted. Like our pilots are better on average. I think we got them in terms of raw firepower too. So nothing yet for shooting. Once I get away from this right side of the map, I can move my window back over here. Oh, here's all this stuff here. Interesting. Well, there'll be some fighting up there in the water, it looks like. Okay, let's back up the Orion. Nope, can't do that. It's a heavy forest. It's a light. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we'll back up like this. And we'll try to engage this stuff here. Should move the... Does Battlemaster have machine guns? It does not. It does. It does have machine guns. So we'll go like this and turn. The awesome is going to walk forward a little bit and turn the partisan with its thought I gave it flak ammo last time around. Maybe I don't have any flak ammo. I don't know. This is going to scoot forward to give itself a little bit of a movement modifier. Then we're going to back up the Phoenix Hawk here to do some machine gunning for infantry. They're not going to count as being caught in the open or anything. But should be able to do a nice little number on them. Let's see. We're going to attack. Eh. Let's attack the VTOL now while it's easier to hit. Twist. And there's a couple of VTOLs in there. I forget which ones I attacked already, so I'll just pick one at random. All right. Now, let's save the weapon order on the partisan and twist the turret back here. And we will attack. I don't know, this one here, I suppose. Let's do it. Try and put some autocannon rounds into it. Now, we need to... We're going to put the rear-facing medium lasers all the way in the back. And we will save the weapon order. And we will attack, I think this VTOL here, need 9s. No, I'm going to go for the infantry. 7s. And that might be to wipe out an entire squad of infantry, really. Alright, well, we're being hit. We're doing a bit of hitting. There we go. There's one Falcon down. The Orion's getting beat up pretty bad. Just that infantry. Well, what can we do here? Can I... What if I can't do anything with that, but I can kick the infantry? And I can kick it some more. And kick the other infantry. Alright. Not doing very much damage with kicks, because they're in cover. It's when they're outside of cover that you get the double damage. Alright, Orion, you got yourself beat up pretty good there, pal. Just gonna... I want to move the Phoenix Hawk first, I think. Is that marshy ground down there? It is a swamp. So I'm just getting a basic movement modifier here. This Orion is gonna back up even further, get some woods between... Well, never mind, that's jump infantry. It can actually... It just ignored the whole thing I was going for there and jumped right after my poor little Orion. The Awesome... I would like him to face towards one of the enemies. Let's walk the Battlemaster in like this. And the Awesome, I can move like this. And the Partisan is going to back up. It's going to back up like this. There we go. All right, the Orion. What if I fire? Yeah, if I fire those guys, I'll be doing double damage. So I will do that, because he doesn't have machine guns anyhow. And I'm going to fire at this infantry here, because I think it's out in the open. I don't know if Swamp confers the bonus, but let's try and put down this helicopter. The partisan will twist and fire at this this helicopter, needing sevens. Okay. Then the battle master will shoot at the infantry here with all of its weaponry. These things are doing a good job of distracting. All right, and there's just a couple of men alive in that particular unit there. So I'm going to go, well, I'm going to kick because it won't do double damage. So I have to kick them one at a time, the infantry. There we go. There's one down out of the lot. Although we have taken out one of the VTOLs now. I think we've taken out two until, I think there's just, no, I think there were only three. So I'm gonna back up the Orion again. We're going to, that infantry is in the woods now. So we're just going to, walk, I guess. The partisan will be, this awesome is just going to chill out here. The partisan's going to back up. And then the battle master is going to go like this. No, he's going to go like this. There we go. Well, the locust fell in the water out there and went boom. And we're just going to fire at the infantry out in the open again. Hope for the best. The Phoenix Hawk's going to attack this infantry here. And the Awesome's going to attack this VTOL, hitting on threes. Done. The Partisan's going to aim down here, needing eights. Would have been cool if I would have had my flak ammo, but again, that might be a special ammo you have to load, and I might not have had any. Hopefully when I get back to the main screen, I can remember to check. Well, the Partisan's getting beat up. Why is my Phoenix Hawk taking through armor crits? Can someone explain this to me, please? That should not be happening. But we'll kick the infantry. And now that the infantry is cleared out around here, I can start moving the Orion. Let's move the let's move the Awesome back this way. Let's move the Battle Master this way. The Orion will go here. We're just going to camp out in these woods for a minute or two. The Phoenix Hawk's going to back up. So how did he take a through armor crit from infantry? Inquiring minds want to know. Then where did his VTOL go? Did it slip off the map? It may have. It may have retreated. But we're going to. Well, the enemy's still out of range. We're going to start firing at some infantry that are out in the open. We're going to twist and shoot at this infantry here. Needing 5s on the machine guns, but I should score at least 1. The Awesome is going to shoot at this jump platoon. The jump platoons are the more dangerous of them. Twist and shoot up this infantry there that are out in the open. And we're going to 7s versus 8s. So we'll shoot at that infantry there. So it's a foot platoon down. The the light mechs of the north are getting handled pretty well. It looks like the reinforcements have arrived up there. They won't be able to help us at all since they're, living out there in the swamp. Battlemaster's going to stay still. The Orion's going to stay still. The Awesome is going to take over these woods and face south. The Partisan is going to go like this. What is this thing wheeled? Why am I not able to go into the woods? What if I go like this? Tracked should be able to go into the woods. Elevation. I don't know. Maybe next turn I'll better drive in there. Then the Shetty Hawk will go, or Phoenix Hawk will go right here. All right, let's try to finish off this infantry, please. The Awesome's going to turn and fire in that direction to help out, because I'm not sure if 2 machine gun hits can take down the entire squad. But we'll find out. And then we have this Battlemaster is just an infantry slaying machine here. We should take down all 3. 1, 2, just 2. Yeah, I had a bad feeling about that. So let's kick. There we go. All 3 are down. Now we can focus on the mechs. Let's see, the Orion's going to skip movement. The Partisan's going to move. Why can I not? You should be able to go into woods as a tracked. What is going on here? Well, I guess we'll go like this. The Phoenix Hawk's gonna run over here. Is it because it's jungle? Can tracked vehicles not enter jungle? Doesn't make any sense. It seems like it should just be another version of woods. But I'll take the Partisan and just go hide it behind those hills. Like it's done enough damage and taken enough damage. All right. Let's do the Awesome. 1, 2, 3. The Partisan can twist in that direction and help out. 7s, get my shots off now, because in the following turns, it's not going to be in a position to help out that much. And I think that this vedette's probably going to die, so let's start shooting at the Warhammer, try to weaken it up a bit. Well, the vedette's still alive. Surprising. I've never held the vedette in very high regard. There's also the chance that I just whiffed on a lot of my shots. All right, Orion, you are getting kind of beat up. Actually, no, you're fine. You're all right. The awesome Battlemaster, the awesome, the Phoenix Hawk is just going to move a little bit just to get a movement modifier. Yeah, and the Draconis Combine forces up there are going to be stuck for a while. Done. How's that vedette look? I mean, it's hurting. It is hurting. And then we'll shoot at the archer. They do have a pretty good force for just hanging out. They don't really have to push us too hard, considering they have 2 archers and a warhammer. And a T-bolt. Twist. No. So nothing. I think the partisan's pretty much done. Oh, LRM-15s. Oh, that's the 2S. Is that the one that has the large lasers? Is that the Wolf's Dragoon version? We'll take a look in a minute. So let's take a look. The Archer LRM-20, and then must be this one here. Oh, it has the SRMs. Okay. Well, that's fine. All right, let's start pushing in. The Battlemaster will lead the way. The Awesome will follow. The Orion will get a movement modifier. Phoenix Hawk will follow up a little bit. And the Partisan is just going to chill out up here for now, behind there. Anyway. All right. Orion. So who do we got? Who's the danger here? So Thunderbolts. Same amount of armor between the two of them. But let's start taking chunks out of this archer if we can. With SRMs and LRMs, they probably have ammo stored all over the mech. No shots. How's the front armor on the Partisan look? Not great. And the right side armor isn't looking too healthy either. All right, lots of misses that turn. We're closing in. Once we get under that minimum range for the archers, our situation should improve a little bit. So hang on. I can go like this. I can go like this. I can get the Awesome in the fight. Closer to the fight, at least. Like that. And then maybe the Partisan can climb up here and do some long-range shooting. Depends on how close the fight gets. All right, 6s and 6s versus 6s and 6s. 7s and 6s. We might focus on the T-bolt for a minute here. Since it is a little bit closer, it'll be easier target for most of our guns. Okay. And 6s, we'll put all 3 barrels. Done. And hey, look at that. I can reach out and try to do a little bit of damage. All right, Thunderbolt down. Mm-hmm. All right. We'll do the Battle Master this, like this. I want to spread the damage out a little bit. It'd be nice if they would start actually targeting the Battle Master. Okay, awesome. We'll march over P-Hawk. It's gonna go down. I'm just struggling with jungle today, huh? Yeah, we're okay. And then the partisan, there's no possible way, so he's just gonna skip movement, I suppose. All right, we're gonna twist and shoot at this T-bolt. Fives. Yeah, we're gonna shoot the LRM-15. It does have the higher damage potential out of all my weapons I'm firing. Partial cover. Needing sixes. We're gonna save our heat and fire off a medium laser. And then next turn, fours to hit. Yes, please. And then sevens from way back down there. And then the Battle Master can unload with all these close range weapons, and it's perfectly heat synced to use all of those. That is lovely. The Battle Master can take some hits now. It's out in front. It's got fresh armor. The infantry did a surprisingly good job against me. So the recon mechs are down. The air mobile's down. I just need to take out, I think, 75% of Op 4. Yeah, 75% or 12 turns, which will we control the battlefield? We will. So we are going to keep on fighting here for a little bit longer. Because right now we really don't have any salvage. The awesome is going to walk up here. Actually, he's going to stay still. He's got partial cover back here. The partisan will skip movement. Phoenix Hawk is going to jump down in here. Yeah, he's going to jump down here. Start doing a little bit of flanking. And the Orion's going to get into those woods. The Battle Master, how's my armor look? Pretty solid. The left arm's not looking great. But I'm not even going to move him. I'm going to go for the kick on the T-bolt. Go for a head kick. All right, 97s versus 5s. That's in partial cover. But what about there? 7s versus 7s and 7s. All right, maybe we'll start working on this Warhammer. That is the one that doesn't have good armor. How's the awesome look? What does he have good targets on? 4s and 4s. Sort of fire 2 shots at the Warhammer in the back. We're going to fire the Orion at that as well. The P-Hawk. Give him a couple mediums and some machine guns. Don't really have shots with the partisan on anything except for the T-bolt, so we will fire at it. And then the Battle Master. How's the armor look on this T-bolt? It will be embarrassing if I can't. Oh yeah, okay. It's gonna be embarrassing if I can't kick its head off or something. But let's spread out the damage on the Warhammer with an SRM-6. Oh, it's Infernos too. I've got Infernos loaded on that. That ought to be interesting if I can land the hit. I didn't realize I was shooting Infernos. All right, so we've already got an engine hit on the Warhammer. We just headshot the Thunderbolt. That's some salvage there. So he's gonna gain 12 more heat plus the engine hit. He's at 22 heat. But he avoided shutting down, but he's not gonna be able to move. That is really good. Now we're finally starting to use our noggins here. The awesome. Have you cooled down? You have. Let's march you up. Battlemaster is taking some damage now. His left arm's not looking great. Does he have anything in that left arm? Machine guns. Any ammo in there? No. Okay. Other than that, his armor still looks really good. I don't want his arm to get blown off, but if it does, it's not a big deal really. So how's the armor look in the Orion? Still pretty good. He's yellow. Oh, Battlemaster. Can I go down here and then there? No, I can't. But I can go like that. And I can jump the Phoenix Hawk into the rear of this. Let's see. Armor. All right, we're going to jump the Phoenix Hawk into the rear of the Archer. Sure would have liked my reinforcements to help me out, but this is a pretty terrible map. Maybe we're gonna maybe we should focus everything on this Archer here. What's the awesome got going on for him? So it's 6s versus 5. So we will do 3 at the Archer. The Battlemaster will shoot at the Warhammer. And we'll do that at the Archer. We'll start backstabbing this Archer. Twist, no shots from back there. Then we're gonna twist and we're gonna fire at the whammy with some more infernos because his center torso is open. So all these little medium lasers and SRMs and stuff. Well, the SRMs won't do anything because they don't do damage. So they won't score a crit. But we did. How did we do that? Oh, he took 2 PPCs to the right leg, and then he takes a AC-10 and takes a hip hit. That's pretty nice. Yeah, gyro hit on the Warhammer. So the Warhammer should go down. The Archer should go down. We're going to kick this one. We're going to kick this one. So I've destroyed the whole leg on that Archer. This is turning out really well, and that Warhammer is still smoking hot. I need a drink of water here. My throat's, or my mouth is getting a bit dry. Alrighty. The awesome is going to stay still. The Battlemaster is going to stay still. The Orion is going to walk up here so you can throw punches, maybe? Where are my weapons at? Nah. He's going to just stay still. Well, he's going to walk and turn so he gets a movement modifier. And then they have the initiative, so the Phoenix Hawk is going to jump out of the way here. All right. So who are we shooting at? I'd like to shoot at that Archer, but it's not going to be a thing. So let's shoot some small weapons here at the Warhammer. Try and score some more center torso criticals. Double gyro would be great. And the Phoenix Hawk is running hot, so we'll just fire off some machine guns for now. The awesome. It's going to start working on that. Oops, hang on, I have to twist. It's going to start working on this archer in the back. No shots from the partisan. And then the Warhammer can also start working on that guy in the back. On 7s, we will overheat a bit. It's worth it. Okay, not too shabby. Then we give a couple of kicks. You get a kick, and you get a kick. And then they might end up ejecting themselves trying to stand up. All right, did that archer moved. And this Warhammer moved. I guess he tried to run south and he fell in this hex because he was running with a gyro hit and probably changing elevations with a gyro hit as well. So the awesome's just going to chill out. The partisan slowly getting back up there. The Orion is going to go up here and get ready for some kicks. The Peahawk is going to assume his place in the rear, or jump like this, in the rear of the archer. And the Battlemaster, is this the archer with all the SRMs? No, it's just got a couple mediums. Battlemaster will stay still. So the Warhammer stood up, and then he needed to make a piloting check for running with damaged hip and gyro. So he needed a 8 and fell down. He's got almost nothing left in his center torso. We're gonna leave our hands free for some punching. Or just maybe kicks, who knows. We're gonna cycle one less PPC this round. Alright, so do I kick? How's his legs look? The legs are looking pretty good. I think I'm gonna go for the punches. So I don't think I have hand actuators. So I need 4s, that's fine. Let's move this over here out of the way a little bit. And then we'll do kicks with the Phoenix Hawk. And we'll kick the archers on the ground. So he has one less medium laser in his front now because I took his arm off. Okay. Alright, are they going to get disabled or shut down or immobilized or something? There we go. So the Warhammer ejected out. The Phoenix Hawk's is going to go back here. The Awesome's going to move a little bit just for the modifier. And the Partisan. The Battlemaster is going to it's going to move here to get some protection from the archer. Oh, there's the Warhammer. I don't know what he's doing. He's flopping. Hang on. He's flopping all over. All right, let's twist. And give him some back shots. Done. Done. And twist to give him all 3 barrels. And hitting on 8s from this long distance with a partisan, not too bad. I might have a pretty good crew in there. Looks like we took out that archer. Yeah, he took a double gyro hit. He's down. Oh, wow, look at that. Another headshot with a partisan. Isn't that funny? That's 2 headshots from him. All right, this battle is officially over. Oh, he got on his feet. Imagine that. Okay, well, then in that case, I will back up a little bit. I will jump over here. This thing doesn't have a leg, right? What's wrong with this archer? He's missing a leg. This awesome will just stay still. Partisan will cruise forward a bit, and the battle master will turn and get into these woods. We just need to do 20 damage or whatever to knock him down. It's not a big deal. Done. Give him some medium lasers and some machine guns. We'll twist and give him a couple of PPCs in the back. Oh, I'm out of ammo with partisan. And then the medium lasers. It's more than enough, probably. Yeah, I saw something break off. He took another head hit. And he's down again. Kick. Yeah, he is completely annihilated here. We'll give him one chance to stand up, and then we'll call a victory. So Partisan will move like that. The Orion will come over here. The Battlemaster will stay where he's at. The Archer, or the Awesome, will stay where he's at. And the Phoenix Hawk will stay where he's at. There he is. He's done. All right. Victory. Complete and total victory there. We retain control of the battlefield. Partisan tank, you're not crippled. You're just out of ammo. What's wrong with you? Look at that. His armor is still good. And then, so we end up we'll get 60% of all of this stuff here. So next, we captured. I'm not even going to go through all that. Let's take a look here. So that foot platoon died to maybe it was on one of the VTOLs. That's why it's not counting as a kill. So the Warhammer went down to who was in the south there? That was the Orion. And this Archer goes down to the Phoenix Hawk. The Locust Javelin, that other stuff that happened in the north, we didn't have any part of that. We successfully engaged all of this stuff. And we did it for more than 12 turns. And we annihilated their entire force. Issue some awards. Our vehicle gunners did pretty good there. We got a victory. So much money did we get? We got 5.7 million C-bills. That's what I'm talking about. That is wonderful. All right, what is the deployment period? It is 1 day. So I'm going to complete all of these battles. So we'll have 2 more battles to do in the upcoming episodes. And then when we skip forward a day, we'll get everything back at once into the repair bay to work on. So that will be that. Personnel market. Not. Oh, I looked at this a couple times, haven't I? Yeah, we'll close it. I think that's it. I think we're good to go for today. If you're still here, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed. That was a pretty decisive battle. It would have been a lot more fun without all those little VTOLs and infantry and stuff in the way. Just like a nice upfront mech brawl, but we got there. They slowed us down. We spent probably 10 minutes or so just fooling around with that stuff. But I mean, I guess that's its job. If they'd come in and landed as we were fighting the enemy mechs, it would have been a real problem. But as it was, we were just able to individually destroy the things we needed to destroy. But I will see you all next time.